A true triple threat, singer, actor, and comedian, Dean Martin made effortless charm his signature. On stage, he might have been the boozy, carefree crooner with a wink and a grin, lighting up screens, but according to his children, his onstage persona was just a gimmick. You might have pictured late-night parties with the Rat Pack, but he always enjoyed quiet family dinners without the flash of fame, reaching home sharp at 6 p.m. At least that's how his children would describe him. But did this have any impact on his children, their lives, or relationship? Let's find out. But before that, don't forget the ritual of liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Number 8. Craig Martin. Born in 1942, Craig Martin, Dean Martin's eldest son with wife Betty McDonald, stayed mostly behind the scenes but played a key role in preserving his father's legacy. He was only 7 when his parents divorced and his father gained custody. Growing up, he followed his father's footsteps into the entertainment industry and worked as a producer on The Dean Martin Show and later on Sha Na Na, helping shape some of the era's iconic TV moments. His relationship with Dean was respectful but distant at times, typical of Dean's emotionally reserved nature. Through work, Craig met Carol Costello, the daughter of Lou Costello, and married her, but tragedy struck when she died young. Despite staying out of public view, Craig remained closely tied to the Martin name through television, quiet dedication, and family loyalty. Number 7. Claudia Martin. Claudia Martin, born on March 16, 1944, was Dean Martin's second child and one of the few siblings to step into the spotlight. Born into fame but never overwhelmed by it, Claudia pursued acting with modest success. She appeared in shows and films during the 60s and 70s, including For Those Who Think Young and Ski Fever. Unlike her father's polished charm, Claudia had a more grounded, offbeat screen presence. Her relationship with Dean was reportedly warm but not deeply personal. She married actor Keel Martin of Hill Street Blues, and they had a daughter named Jessie before divorcing. Following their divorce in 1971, Claudia was married 3 more times, to actor Vincent Lucchese, Thomas Brown, and lastly Jim Roberts, but she kept her personal life very private. For the remainder of her life, Claudia lived in Reno and passed away from breast cancer in 2001. While her fame never reached her father's level, she carved her own path in showbiz, on her own terms. Number 6. Gail Martin. Born in April 1945, Gail Martin was Dean Martin's 3rd daughter with wife Betty McDonald. As Dean Martin's daughter, she had a front-row seat to glamour, music, and live television. Instead of fading into the background, Gail stepped up to the mic. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, she made regular appearances on The Dean Martin Show, toured nightclubs, and even popped up on The Tonight Show. Her voice, smooth, polished, and naturally inherited, but Gail never let the spotlight define her. She didn't try to outshine her father, nor did she need to. She later left her career to start a family and raise her children. She married at the age of 23 to 42-year-old attorney Paul Polina in her parents' backyard in Beverly Hills. The couple had 2 daughters named Cappy and Liza. Gail and Polina eventually divorced, and she remarried newspaper columnist Mike Downey in Las Vegas in July 1999. The pair now reside in Rancho Mirage, California. Number 5. Deana Martin. Born on August 19, 1948, Deana Martin is undoubtedly the most in the spotlight of the siblings. Deana dove headfirst into showbiz and built a solid career all on her own. She trained professionally at the Dartington College of Arts in England, studied under renowned acting coach Lee Strasberg, and hit the ground running with TV, film, and live performances. She's not just known for her famous lineage. Deana has released multiple jazz and swing albums like Memories Are Made of This and Swing Street, toured internationally, and even became a best-selling author with her memoir, Memories Are Made of This. Dean Martin Through His Daughter's Eyes. A licensed pilot and seasoned performer, she's a powerhouse wrapped in elegance. Deana has also had an accomplished singing career and recorded 5 albums between 2006 and 2016. As for her personal life, Deana Martin met film and music producer John Griffith on a blind date in 1989, and it just clicked. A year later, they tied the knot in 1990, beginning a partnership that's lasted decades. In 2015, they celebrated 25 years together by renewing their vows. Her relationship with Dean was close. She often speaks of him with deep affection, calling him her greatest influence. Yet she never lived in his shadow. Number 4. Dean Paul Martin Jr. Known as the Golden Boy, Dean Paul was a multi-talented pro, tennis player, actor, musician, and USAF pilot. He was the one who seemed destined for greatness in everything he touched. Born on November 17, 1951, he was Dean Martin's son with second wife Jean Bieger. And from an early age, he stood out not just for his looks, but for his drive. As a teenager, he co-founded the pop group Dino, Desi, and Billy, alongside Desi Arnaz Jr. and Billy Hinsche. The group had a string of teen hits in the 1960s, but Dean Paul didn't stop there. He shifted gears into acting and sports and became a professional tennis player. He even received a Golden Globe nomination for his role in the 1979 movie Players. Still not satisfied, he followed his dream of aviation, joined the California Air National Guard, and eventually became a fully certified jet pilot. In his personal life, he married actress Olivia Hussey in 1971. They had a son, Alexander, before divorcing in 1978. He later married Olympic figure skater Dorothy Hamill in 1982, but the marriage ended in 1984. Both relationships attracted media attention, yet Dean Paul never seemed caught up in celebrity culture. Tragically, his life was cut short in 1987 when the F-4 Phantom II fighter jet he was piloting crashed during a military training mission in California. He was only 35. His death devastated Dean Martin, who never truly recovered from the loss. He was not just the son of a legend, but a true legend in the making. Number 3. Ricci Martin. Ricci Martin, born on September 20th, 1953, was the youngest son of Dean, who carved a more laid-back path compared to his high-profile father. In the 70s, he teamed up with Beach Boys legend and future brother-in-law Carl Wilson to release Beached, a mellow rock album with California vibes. While it wasn't a chart topper, it proved Ricci had serious musical chops. He toured with his own band for years, but his most powerful work came later, with his son Remembers, Dean Martin's music, and more. It wasn't just a tribute show. It was a living, breathing memory of Dean Martin through Ricci's eyes. In 2002, he released his memoir, That's Amore, lifting the curtain on life as Dean's son. While music ran in his veins, his personal life stayed mostly off the radar. In the early 90s, he married Annie Rasmussen, and together they had 3 daughters, Pepper, Montana, and Rio. He raised his family largely away from Hollywood's chaos, eventually settling in Utah, where life was quieter and more grounded. Ricci was deeply devoted to his family. Despite his tours and tribute shows, he made time to be a present father, especially after the tragic loss of his brother, Dean Paul. His daughter Pepper later stepped into a bit of the spotlight herself, placing 3rd in Season 1 of Claim to Fame, a nod to the legacy she carries. In August 2016, the performer was found in his home at the age of 62. Number 2. Gina Martin. Born in 1956, Gina Martin is one of the quieter members of the Martin family who only appeared in some family appearances. She didn't actively pursue a long-term career in entertainment, though she did appear occasionally on The Dean Martin Show and had a brief acting credit in the 1987 TV movie Action Family. Her screen presence was minimal. Her personal life, however, made headlines when she married Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys in 1987, making her both Ricci Martin's sister and sister-in-law. The two shared a strong bond, and Gina remained by Carl's side until his passing from lung cancer in 1998. Since then, Gina has kept her life extremely private. Number 1. Sasha Martin. Sasha Martin wasn't born into the Martin family by blood, but by choice. She was the daughter of Catherine Hahn, Dean's 3rd wife. When Dean married Catherine in 1973, he legally adopted Sasha, the only adopted child. But they were all always Martins. Unlike the rest of the Martin kids, Sasha stayed far from the limelight. While there are whispers of brief acting pursuits, some sources mention Sasha went on to have a brief career in acting, playing Marina Cooper on the soap opera Guiding Light from 1997 to 1999 and appearing in the 1997 film Private Parts as Howard Stern's daughter. Her personal life is kept completely under wraps. After Dean and Catherine's divorce in 1976, Sasha faded from the public view entirely. She remains the quietest figure in the Martin story after Gina, but still part of the family that helped define American cool. And maybe it's because of the bond among them that the Martins are still remembered and never faded in the wraps of time. Whether they lived in fame or behind the scenes, they all are remembered. That's all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.